How's it going, guys? So yeah, this is the manga haul for January/February. And I didn't do one for January because I only got one book and I figured what was the point. I did place an order, but of course it wasn't gonna arrive until February. I figured I'll just wait till February. That order I placed was to Amazon España. So if you're interested in seeing what I got from there, that'll be towards the end. I'll start with the stuff I picked up in store. So first up, I got a new number one here. This is Erased by Kei Sambe. And I believe this was released digitally at one point through some digital platform. I'm not sure. But now Yen Press has put this hardcover together. It is a 2-in-1. I don't know much about the story. I think it's about a man trying to solve a crime, and at the same time he's going back in time, something like that. I think the only bad thing is these dust jackets are really flimsy. I don't know why Yen Press would do a nice hardcover and then do this real flimsy dust jacket. But there's the first volume of Erased. And the next one is also by Yen Press, Scumbag Loser by Mikoto Yamaguchi. I figured I'd check it out. It is a 3-in-1 and it is a complete 1-volume series, I guess you could say. Manga Matt talked about it in his one of his monthly wrap-ups, and he thought it was pretty good. It is rated M for mature, so you are warned. And next I have a Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt Volume 2 by Yasuo Otagaki, who I believe did a Moonlight Mile. And the first volume was interesting. The art is a big attraction, but it was a bit different from what I've seen with Gundam. Interesting nonetheless. And then I have Ultraman Volume 7, written by Eiichi Shimizu, and I believe the art is by Tomohiro Shimaguchi. And this is pretty much a fun series for me. The art is nice. The story is fun. Yeah, the character design for the Ultramans is pretty cool. That is Ultraman Volume 7. And then I have Inuyashiki number 6 by Hiroya Oku, the mangaka that did Gantz. This is pretty much more of his stuff. Happiness Volume 3 by Shizu Oshimi. This series has just been crazy fun for me. I very much enjoy the art, the story. So yeah, I can't wait to get into that third volume there, but probably gonna wait. Next is Dissolving Classroom by Junji Ito. This, I believe, is a 1-volume series, so there is no more volumes for Dissolving Classroom. And of course, if you've read Junji Ito, you know what to expect, right? In a similar vein, I have Kitaro, Birth of Kitaro by Shigeru Mizuki. And I believe this is the first volume in this new series of Kitaro stories. So I figured I'd check out some Shigeru Mizuki. After that, I have Fire Force Volume 1 by Atsushi Okubo, who is the mangaka that did Soul Eater. Yeah, it says down here, Soul Eater. I enjoyed Soul Eater. I haven't read all of it, but being a number one, I figured I'd check out this new series, Fire Force Volume 1. I also picked up Nagabe's The Girl from the Other Side, Volume 1. This is by Seven Seas. And there's been a lot of talk about this book, gotten a lot of positive comments. So I decided to check the series out for myself. And finally, which is actually the volume I picked up in January, is the last volume of Your Lie in April by Naoshi Arakawa. And this has just been a great story. I really enjoy it. Um, so we finally see the conclusion to it. Um, Final volume right there. So Bakersfield had its back anime convention. I decided to drive down there, and I picked up a couple of volumes. There wasn't a lot of manga at the vendor section. There was a lot of weird trinkets and stuff, but I think there was only two or three booths that actually had manga. I actually came across some volumes that I was interested in. First up, I got volume 1 and 3. Sadly, they didn't have volume 2 of Joan by Yoshikazu Yasuhiko, who of course did Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. If you've seen Archangel Manga's most recent manga haul, he actually picked up the 3 volumes of this. And then I found volume 1 of Aqua Knight by Yukito Kishiro, which is the mangaka that did Gundam or Battle Angel, and did Last Order, Battle Angel, Last Order. And I was interested to pick up Aqua Knight. I believe there was only 3 volumes released by Viz. The 3 volumes that were published were the 3 volumes that he did before he jumped on Last Order. So there is no more Aqua Knight other than those 3 volumes. I also found Naoki Yamamoto's Dance Till Tomorrow, Volume 4. Yamamoto was an assistant at one time to Rumiko Takahashi. So there's kind of a similarity to his work and hers, but I haven't read a lot of Takahashi, so I really wouldn't know. But Dance Till Tomorrow is a pretty fun series. I really enjoy it. It is pretty raunchy. I don't know if it's seinen. It might be shonen, but it feels kind of hentai. So, and the last volume I picked up at that con was Kurogane by Kei Tome. And I think Manga Mat talked about Kurogane as well. This is by Del Rey. And I don't think he liked it. I'm not sure how many volumes there is to Kurogane, but I figured maybe I'd get a bigger discount if I had more books in the stack I was gonna buy. I believe all these 5 volumes only costed me $10, so like $2 a volume, which I thought was pretty good. And now, finally, I'll get into the online order that I made at Amazon España. I usually go to Book Depository when I'm going to look for manga in Spanish, but they don't always have the best selection. So I figured I'd try Amazon Spain, see what I could find there. The drawback is that shipping is not free, like in Book Depository, and you still have to deal with the exchange rate, which when you go from euros to dollars, it's kind of up to them basically. So you don't really have an option there what they want to charge you. I found a couple volumes that I really wanted to get. These first 3 are by Masasumi Kakisaki. First is Bestiarius. Number 3, this is Hideout, which is a single volume manga by Kakisaki. And the final volume to Greenblood, Volume 5. I could not find these at Book Depository. At one time they did have a Hideout, but kind of something I skipped over. So now that I found them at Amazon, I said, well, might as well get them since they're there, right? And the next one is Volume 1, which is a Zetman by Masakazu Katsura. And I don't really know much about the story. I think it's supposed to be some kind of a superhero tale. I did want to check out more Katsura, so I figured I'd pick up the first volume of Zetman. I think there's 20 volumes to the series. Another series I really wanted to continue was, of course, Shigurui by Takayuki Yamaguchi. And this is volume 12. And this is volume 11. This has been a pretty fun series. I could not find volume 11 at Book Depository, so I decided to get it off of Amazon. And interesting enough, they had the pre-order for volume 12, so I went ahead and pre-ordered it. It came in pretty quickly. Most of the orders came in pretty quickly. I did have some problems with the shipping, but it was resolved pretty rapidly. And the final volume I picked up at Amazon España was Kids on the Slope, Volume 1 by Yuki Kodama. And I really enjoyed Kids on the Slope, the anime. I'm not sure if it was because it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, but I wanted to check out the series to see how much was taken from the series and how much of it was Watanabe. Surely you can't beat the music in the series, but I figured I'll give the manga a shot. And those were the volumes I picked up at Amazon Spain. And I guess to close up the video, since I don't usually show more than manga and comics, I do still watch anime as well. And I figured I would go ahead and upgrade two of the titles in my collection. The first one I picked up was Tekken Concrete, the Blu-ray. And if you're wondering why I picked up the UK version, first of all, this is region free, I believe, so it doesn't really matter. And second of all, the Sony US release for the Blu-ray did not have more than the Japanese and English audio, which I thought was kind of odd, seeing that the DVD release had multiple languages. It had the French, the English, Italian, Spanish, and of course this Blu-ray actually has the Spanish, French, German, Italian, which if you know me, you'll know that I like watching anime in Spanish at times, so I had to get this version over the US version. And then of course I picked up the Blu-ray for Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, collector's edition, completely uncut, completely uncensored. Finally get to see how uncut it is, right? And that was it for the manga haul for January and February. Thank you very much for watching.